In this video, we'll finish the changes needed in our setup to simulate with no collisions or errors, and we'll do this by changing our scallop toolpath from Y to C axis, and we'll create an extension for our 3mm cross end mill. One of the collisions simulated alerted us to is the machine housing hitting the chuck jaws, while the 1/2-inch face end mill is cutting the scallop feature, as we can see in this screenshot here. The two options I can think of to fix this are extend the projection length of the end mill in the holder, or change the toolpath from a Y-axis to a C-axis toolpath. I'm going to change it to a C-axis toolpath and keep the turret on the turret side of the spindle to avoid collision. So I'll go over to our Turn OD and Mill Scallops toolpath group, and I'll open operation 27 and the parameters, and in MT for lathe you can see in the setup node we have selected Y-axis face. I'll simply select C-axis face and green check out. I'll do the same thing for the finish operation on that contour. And I'll regen all, and that should take care of that collision. We determined in the last video that we would extend the projection of the 3mm end mill by 60mm to provide enough clearance. We'll use a cowl extension to do this. But first, I want to remove the projection length adjustment I put in previously to eliminate overlapping adjustments. You can see I have the tool setup manager open here, and index position 9 is expanded. I'm going to right click and go to properties. We have a projection adjustment amount of -20mm. I could change that to 0, or I could just uncheck this. We'll do both. Next, I'm going to go into operation number 40. And in the parameters, I want to create a new holder. And this holder will have a diameter of 20, both on the top and the bottom, and a height of 70. And we could name this. We'll call it 20 by 70mm extension. And I want to change my tool projection down to 25. We'll tighten that up a little bit while we're here. And you can see that it won't let me. So in order to do that, I need to go back to my tool, and I'll right click and edit the tool. I'm going to change my cutting length to 20, my shoulder length to 25, which is the amount I'm going to project it from the holder, and the overall length to 35. Then I'll go back into my holder and I can change my tool projection to 25. The max projection length allowed is determined by the shoulder length of the tool, which we just edited to 25. This will actually give us a net change of 70mm, which is a little more than the 60mm I set out for when we started, but a little extra will help us out here. So I'll go ahead and regenerate that. And we should be all set to simulate with no errors. I'm in simulation and have advanced the move list to operation number 73, which is right before where the turret housing collided with the chuck jaws. I'm going to go ahead and run from here. With the C-axis toolpath, the tool stays on the turret side of the spindle, eliminating the motion to the far side of the part. You can see the finish op. And that looks good. I'm going to jump ahead to the 3mm end mill operation next. We'll go ahead and run that. You can see the extension we created here. And we have enough clearance to clear the chuck jaws and the chuck. The concepts that have been taught will help you create a setup that mirrors what will be on the machine. Simulation is, of course, only as good as the accuracy of how it mirrors the setup on the machine. At this point, it would be a good idea to run simulation from start to finish to make sure our last changes did not affect areas that we did not see in our quick check. I'll let you do that on your own.